Hey guys, I'm here with Kingstar President Marcus Niemela, and we're here to talk about his not new, but fairly new KRUZR 6. There's been a lot of changes since my last video with the Camino 88. I'm gonna turn it over to Marcus and he can kind of walk us through some of the exterior changes, and then we're gonna go inside because it's 14 degrees out right now and we're freezing.
Yeah, well, I was going to start it out. Something has not changed, and that's snow on the ground and -3 wind chill. South Texas, we might add.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, so since we last talked, we introduced the KRUZR lineup. The Camino build was just getting too wide. It was too many options, too many things to list. So now we entered the KRUZR. That basically is our Truma Combi model, and we call it our Expedition series. We'll get into more detail in the warmth of the camper. But outside here, regarding the KRUZR, comes standard with brushed aluminum siding. It's a 3/16 inch panel, or also matte charcoal and matte black. All of our accessories now are a textured powder coat black. It's really nice. The raw milled aluminum is something that can get spotty, especially in the northern climates. You get exposed to salt. We decided to go to this across the board. We've added awnings since we last talked, Starlink, Peplink. We can get into more detail on that, but that's a turnkey package we offer. To the back here, this kayak rack is, this is a patent pending deal we got here where it works off the rear jack leg and it powers up and down, and we're going to be offering it to hold, we're hoping, 2 of these kayaks. We are a dealer of Crescent kayaks out of Georgia, and we picked this particular model. It's the shortest one, a 10-foot one, and we're building it around this, and then possibly one of their paddleboard / kayaks. Also, a bike carrier for 2 e-bikes, 2 mountain bikes. You'd spin the handlebars, take the outside pedals off, and we'll have a plastic cover that will be on a gas shock that will cover your bikes, because these things are getting quite expensive these days. And then lastly, we have a tire carrier that will be able to accept up to a 43-inch tire.
And that'll also work off the jack?
It'll work off the rear jack leg. It'll swing right here. It'll pivot out 90 degrees or 180 degrees, and it lowers down with the power of the jack leg. Yeah.
That's very cool. Very innovative. Nice way to use the existing power system.
Yeah, it really is. So on the CA builds, cab to axle builds, our flatbed builds, they're 5 inches wider in the galley, and we put a standard, the heavy duty Rayco jack leg. It's a little bit bigger diameter. It has a longer stroke on it. There's plenty of support for this leg. It's a 2,500 pound jack leg, the motor, heavy duty motor. Briefly, before we go in the camper, the Max Pack here is a perfect blend between our Overland pack and the rack pack. So we got the tower like the rack pack, and now we've basically added a third to a half more than the Overland pack. So our generator slides out the side like the rack pack did, or does. The grill is inside here, slides right out. Same stair system that is in the Overland pack with the Overland pack, and then the pack away porch can be added to rotate the steps to 90 degrees, and then gives you a nice landing for pets, or when you step out of your door that you're not immediately on a step. And then that just goes down. You got a little grab handle here, a grab handle at the door, and there you have it. Why don't we go in? It's freezing.
Sounds good.
All right.
And yeah, those stairs, that's a really easy system. Pull a couple pins and it opens right up.
Yep. So in a nice warm camper, and you notice super quiet in here. It's windy outside, leaves, right? It's just like a sound studio. And that's a testament to the close cell spray foam insulation and the wood construction. It really creates a nice quiet environment. Back at the door, the turn Overland door, Reyes and Deidre at Exploring Still Connected, check out their channel, did a pretty extensive review of this door. So we are in a CA build, a KRUZR 6 with the CA build. That's 5 inches wider in the walkway here. So if you picture, there's a line right here in the vinyl, the plank. This would be right here in a standard build. So this would be your galley, but now in a flatbed build, we can grab the extra 5 inches. It just creates a bigger area to walk around, and 2 people can pass each other. Dogs can be at your feet. To the door. It's a beautiful door. You've got like a gun safe bolt at the top, the bottom, and then your typical latch, striker latch at the center, at the handle. Then you can split the door. And now if you have a little French bulldog in here or a small little breed dog, you don't have to worry about a larger dog coming in or your dog going out through a regular thin screened door.
That seems extremely heavy duty. Is it?
It's it's real heavy duty. It's such that you would feel safe keeping this open at night. An animal or a human come in where you could be prepared for them. It's super, I believe it's like I don't know what the gauge of it is, but it's a stainless steel screen. Then they put the bug screen over it. So you can lock it like it is right now, but then it joins to this door here. And it's just a real secure door. So that's an upgrade that you can get on our website. This is beautiful, isn't it?
Sure.
Michigan walnut. It's right kind of near where we're at in the UP. And the doors we use for our cabinetry, Russian Baltic birch. It's a 13 ply, super tight ply, so you don't have those voids. It's actually aesthetically appealing. We don't have to put an edge band on it because it's beautiful. Stainless steel sink, thermal pane windows, marine grade. Wherever we can use marine componentry we do, like the stainless steel push pull knobs, these little latches right here, stainless steel, beautiful latches. We'll talk a little bit about the Truma Combi. So the KRUZR comes standard with Truma Combi, and this is the LP version. So the standard build would be an LP Truma Combi with a 3-burner cooktop and oven, which would be LP. Then you can do an upgrade. You can get the induction cooktop with storage if you don't want an oven. Also, we offer what we call a number 1 diesel and number 2 diesel. We're playing off of the actual diesel pump, number 1 diesel or number 2. So the number 1 diesel build is a diesel Truma Combi with an induction cooktop, just like this. And you'd have storage underneath it here.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yep. And with the LP, we can do the at zero. It's an option, but it's a $0 option. You could forego the oven and just get a 3-burner cooktop LP and still get this same arrangement here with storage. The number 2 diesel package is the Truma Combi diesel, this cooktop, and then an oven that comes from Finland, actually, my heritage. It's a marine grade, a beautiful oven, diesel oven. And where the LP tanks are outside, which are 2 20-gallon LP tanks, we put in a 7-gallon diesel fuel tank. That build is, I don't discourage people when they click it, but I want to talk through it, that do you really need the diesel package? Because it's quite expensive. And there's not all positives. There's some maintenance that you would have to do with the Truma Combi. You have filters, and then with the soot, you have to, with the ports, and you have to keep the exhaust and the injectors clean, whereas the LP is a cleaner burn. The diesel would be a candidate for somebody that is semi-full-time or full-time, and the camper is going to be on their truck, and they could actually plumb it right into the truck fuel tank. And so you have this infinite amount of fuel. Whenever you're fueling up, the whole idea of running out of fuel is slim to none. When you separate it, you'll still have the 7 gallons of fuel on board, that you'll have a fully functioning camper, just like this one would be with LP. The other benefit with the diesel is that the burn rate, the BTUs, per gallon, is the best in diesel, and I believe LP is probably the worst. That said, in extreme cold weather, I can get close. I'm not talking extreme, I'm talking like weather like this where it was -3 wind chill factor. You can get close to a week on a 20-pound tank, and that's a testament to Truma Combi. They are super efficient, they just idle along, and it's a testament to our build. The insulation in here it's like R13, R14 value, thermal pane windows. It's an incredible combination. Here we have tried to get as intuitive as possible on our switching. The KRUZRs come pre-wired for awnings. You can get one, none, or all. This one has all of them. This is your driver's side setup right here. You have your light switch, which will light up your awning, and then your controls for sending the awnings in and out. These are your interior cabins. So this one here is here. This one here would be your center strip, and this one here would be in your shower stall. So it moves with the camper, how it's lit up. It's a Bluetooth deal, so you could download it on your iPad or phone and have the same deal here, but instead of grabbing your phone and turning it on, it's all right here. So you have your pages setting, then you can get into your menu. It's some redundancy. It shows it more in a line item here. We have our water pump here. We have 2 blank switches that if you wanted to hook up some other items, they're there to hook up. We're really known for our side mount AC unit, which is amazing. There is absolutely no negatives. Usually you get a negative with a positive, vice versa. This one here is strikes all the it's a 5-star deal here. Vitrifrigo fridge, beautiful refrigerator. The 6 series is 4 cubic feet. We cannot put the 5.3 in here because the 6 series is 5 inches short, 15 inches shorter than the 8 series. So at the door on an 8 and our new 10 series, there's a 15-inch closet that you don't get on the 6 series. And under that closet on the 8 and 10 series is the fuse panel and breaker box is here. So we had to take it from there and put it under the fridge here, hence the 4 cubic foot fridge in the KRUZR 6. The Caminos are all this size because the Camino is a suburban build, and you would have the hot water tank there, and then the heater would be here. So all Caminos are 4 cubic foot. KRUZR 6 only is 4 cubic foot. The KRUZR 8 and 10, this would be fridge all the way down here. You would have a separate freezer there. Up here on all the series, you get the residential size queen bed. The 10 series, there is 6 more inches of bunk. We did that for an aesthetic because it would look maybe a little bit like a bulldog if we didn't extend the front, because the body of the camper is 12 inches more living area than the 8 series. And once we switch to that side of the camper, I'll go over the different dimensions between the 6, 8, and 10. So what's nice about the 10 series, so the 6 and 8 series will look just like this. The 10 series, you would have another 6 inches of, and it's really nice for sitting. You actually can get your full butt sitting right here, and it's a nice area for another person to hang out and actually visit. It's quite comfortable. Let's take a look here and talk about the passenger side of the difference in where that 15 inches goes. So this is 57 inches from this wall to that wall. It's in the 8 series. This would go to 6 foot. In the 10 series, it would go to 7 foot. So we're in the 6 series here. There'd be 27 more inches of seating area. And that really makes a difference, especially when you get the command center in the 10 series. Now we have just another foot of space here for the swivel chairs in the command center. You know, just about our fit and finish is we added this little stainless piece right here. It just trims it off, but also it allows us to, when this is installed, it allows us to get a nice level. We're able to slide this thing up during the installation, where this thing just slides up and down, and we can set this table angle where we want it. We screw it into the side, and it just captures this cabinet and gives it a lot of rigidity. Nice stainless steel piece there. If we can just pan up here, Scott, I forgot to mention that for 2025 and in the KRUZR, we have the full inset cabinetry. So we have this nice flush European look. The Camino is still like we had from the get-go, is what they call a partial overlay, where it would come over the top of the cabinet face.
What are the hinges like? I'm gonna imagine that they're...
Yeah, the hinges are, it's a different style hinge that we have to use for how it operates. But inside of the door here, this is a real walnut laminate. This is like the top grade that they have, and then they use a B grade on the backside. We finish it off, and it's very acceptable for the inside of the cabinet. Here is where we put our Starlink and Peplink. We package it all together. Now, we use the Gen 3 Starlink, it's a 110 unit, and we are looking at the Mini, which is a 12 volt system. My understanding on it is the 12 volt is nice, obviously, because you don't have to turn your inverter on. But I believe that the pattern on the angle, the Gen 3 is a little bit better than the 12 volt. The Peplink is a Wi-Fi booster and a cell booster in it, the antenna. You'd get a SIM card for it. And it's a little redundancy, but it's handy if you are obviously for cell phone boost. But if you're like under the trees here, you're at a campground, you're parked in the shade, your Starlink isn't working great, the Peplink will grab from the clubhouse a Wi-Fi signal. Since we're on the electronics, here is a recent change that we did. We switched from Battleborn, which is a very good brand. There was no trouble with it. This is the Epic battery. The reason is that this is a high quality battery, great reviews online. But the big thing is that that's 460 amp hours of power right there. And in the standard build, this box would be 5 inches narrower. We could do 2 of them in here. So the standard build camper, we could do 920 amp hours. In this build, this battery would get shifted a little more that way, and then we could fit 3 of them here for a whopping 1380 amp hours of power. Just incredible.
Yeah, 1380 is pretty significant.
That's significant.
Yeah, and these batteries are, in my mind, kind of the best on the market.
For this application, yeah, we'd agree. In the 10 series camper, the bigger the camper, the more the capacity. So in the 10 series, we can do up to 75 gallons of water. Obviously, you're going to get more cabinetry. And then the flatbed build, you're going to get, your flatbed boxes are going to get bigger too. So everything just gets bigger. The 8 series, we can do up to 65 gallons of water, and the 6 series is up to 55 gallons of water. And so we have the main tank, which is 4 season, but then we have the auxiliary tanks for each series camper, which is 3 season. And once your main tank is depleted, you crack a valve inside of the water compartment, and it gravity drains it replenishes the main tank. Okay, so let's take a little look here inside the water compartment. So you'll notice we use PEX-A lines, fittings, best in the industry. It's known for taking, freezing conditions where it doesn't break the line or the fitting.
Yeah, PEX-A is, I think, significantly better than the metal clamps. It's more expensive, but it's definitely going to last a lot longer.
And then also we add the accumulator tank. It just adds a nice pressure flow on the pump. It gives the pump a little bit of break, so it's not always pumping. Pressurizes the system. All of our breakers are labeled what they do. Here for the batteries, and then underneath here you have your solar breakers. Under the fridge there's access to your input of your solar. And here is the Victron inverter, 3000 watt inverter, which is standard. I might add, all KRUZR builds are standard with 3000 watt inverter and 460 amp hours of lithium and 400 watts of solar.
So 460 amp hours standard?
Standard, and 400 watts of solar, and that's standard as well. Again, on the idea, wherever we can use marine products, I understand, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but I believe Victron is a marine.
Sure is.
Yeah.
They're kind of the standard marine electrical system.
That's what I thought. Scott's the expert on this stuff. So in our standard KRUZR builds and Camino build for that matter, this is the toilet we use. It's a Thetford cassette toilet. It has about a 3-gallon freshwater reservoir on it, and a very close to, call it a 5-gallon cassette black tank on it. It has a rotating head, which is very nice. This toilet, you've got your privacy wall. This is on our dry bath platform. This is an option you can get in the KRUZR. You all have seen this on our website and other videos, but this slides right out of the shower stall, and it just gives a huge... you put your privacy wall across. and then you've got your shower curtain that comes across. This, people say, where's the water going? Well, there's a curb. This tray is riding over a stainless steel curb, and your drain is back here. These mats come out. We put a little hole right here, and this mat will come right out. And this tray is bent down. It has a plastic strip just like that, and it just glides right over the top of these faux teak boards. These are meant to get wet, but they can come right out. You can clean your shower stall out. We offer, so this is standard. We offer 2 other types of, well, before I get into that, the head rotates this way as well. So now the toilet can be used when it's out in the aisle like that. So we offer 2 upgrade toilets. We can do a compost toilet here. That has to be on this platform. We don't have it as a wet bath, or we have the Trek, it's called the Trekker toilet, waterless toilet. All the business goes in a bag. There's a coagulant, a chemical. Never used it. Apparently it turns it into a brick and you just throw it in the trash can. It's substantially more money. And then you got to buy the product for it. But those are the 3 options we use. We do not have the typical 30, 40 gallon black tank. It's by design. The camper does not have a big basement. It's only like 4 inches. Our demographic is people that want to get out there and stay out there. And it's because we went to that no basement, we don't have the room for the black tank. And also with the side mount AC unit, we don't have the rooftop unit there. All of that adds height. Between 16 to 24 inches, we are lower than the industry camper, hard side camper. So that's a real benefit, and it's for off-grid. This is sitting on a Buckstop Stage 3 build. It has 41-inch tires on it. So in the standard form, this camper was 10'6" on this truck. Now it's 11'6". So you add another 16 to 24 inches on that between the AC unit and a 12-inch basement. You just added now as far as getting off into off-road and with trees and overhead lines and things like that. You mitigate your chances of needing to stop the trip or get out there and deal with would hit your camper.
Well, Marcus, a lot of changes. I really love the wood finishes. It looks like a finely crafted yacht in here. It's really, really pretty.
Well, thank you. But it can be lifted up, and there's going to be a pass-through here for pets and kids.
Into the garage?
Into the garage, but within the gull-wing door, we have a man door. Well, what has happened on a few occasions, so when they drive out, they caught the leg, and they pulled the camper.